Hey, what is up guys? Zero here, back with another tutorial, and yes, the day has finally come. I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a banner and how to improve in Photoshop and Cinema 4D. Now, I'm not going to be showing you guys exactly what I do because then it'll just get overused, but I will be showing you some things you can do to improve your stuff quite a bit. So everything I use will be linked down in the description below, and yeah guys, so without further ado, let's just get straight into this. It's probably going to be a long tutorial, so I'm going to try to make it as fast as possible. So yeah, let's get into this. So yeah guys, I was going to show you how to extrude the CMR rig because that's what I use to make my graphics, at least in Cinema 4D. I use Flash's CMR rig. But then I remembered that I've already made a tutorial on how to extrude the CMR rig. So I'm just gonna kind of skip this part on how to extrude and just leave a link to the video on how to extrude Flash's rig down in the description so I don't over length this video or whatever. So yeah guys, I'm not gonna be showing you how to extrude. I already made a video on that and it's down in the description. So guys, I was going to teach you how to pose renders, but then I realized there's not just one pose. Like, you can make a ton of poses, okay? And that's what I'm here to tell you. So I'm going to tell you that even if you have no ideas on how to pose your renders or what kind of theme to go for on your renders, what I usually do is literally just go and Google up Jackie Chan clips or like Kung Fu Panda clips, and I'll see some cool, like karate moves and stuff, and it just kind of gets my creativity thinking, or I'll just go watch a YouTube video where there's like, I don't know, cool stuff going on, and I just kind of apply that to my graphics. Another thing you can do for you to get better at posing is to just look at other people's artwork and see, oh, oh, this is pretty good, like this looks nice, something that appeals to you, and just kind of put that onto your render posing as well. Like, don't nab is what I'm saying. Like, don't nab. That's not the greatest, and if you are gonna nab, give credits at least. But do kind of get some ideas from other people, because that's what helped me a lot, at least. And that's what I recommend for you guys. Like, there's really no one way of posing things. There's obviously millions of different ways. And that's what I was just going to tell you. You just get some ideas. Just go watch a movie. Go watch Jackie Chan clips. Go, I don't know, go watch something. That's usually what I do, at least. And that's how I get my creativity. If not, I'll look at other people's art and be like, whoa, that's cool. And then I just kind of mix that in with some of my own creativity, and that's how I get my render poses. So yeah guys, that's that. Alright, for rendering, basically you're going to click Control O in Cinema 4D and find your Lightroom. I'm going to be using my own, which is actually on my selfie, even though it says private. It's like $2 or $3 or something like that. If you want to go get it, you can go buy it, or you can find a free Lightroom. But the point is to get a fairly decent Lightroom. I'd recommend either mine, obviously, Great Effects' or Monday's, which I'll also link down in the description. But basically, once you have your Lightroom open, you're going to click Control-Shift-O to open file, and then it'll place it in. So then you're just going to find your C4D file of your render, and it should paste it in here. And I have no idea why my skin's not there. But basically, once you're here, it's in the Lightroom. You just got to get into the camera if you put one. In your settings, you kind of just go to save, the 3 dots, put where you're going to save it to, and then after you do that, close it, and then you just click this middle button right here, and it'll start rendering out. And once it's done, you'll have the full completed picture, and it'll be exported out here like this. So that's pretty much how you render in a nutshell. Alrighty then guys, so once you have rendered everything out, and now we have our raw renders here, so now we have all of our renders here, we're pretty much going to open up Photoshop. So here I have my workspace. No, don't ask for it, it's private, but you don't really need a workspace there are some free ones that are actually pretty great, so I'll try and leave some in the description. But you don't really need a workspace. It's just nicer to have. But so you could just make a new document or just open up your render itself. But I have a workspace, and if you can get a free one or just make your own, really. Yeah, so I'm just gonna put my render in here. I'm gonna right click it and click rasterize right here, and then I'm just gonna drag it over here. But yeah, there's your raw render, and now we're gonna edit it to make it look a little bit better. So first thing I like to do is go to filter and liquify, and I like to just, you know, make it a little less blocky, I guess. I don't know, it just seems nice for some reason. So just kind of mess with the hair, and I think I already talked about this in my wallpaper tutorial, but if not, whatever. So just gonna kind of mess with it, just give it a little bit of more, I guess, realism, I guess you could say. Not really, I don't know, but you get what you kind of get what I'm doing here. So I'm just messing with things here, and just to make it look, like I said, a little bit less blocky. And there you go. So now it's just went from this to this, so it just looks a little bit better. And the next thing you want to do is pretty much apply some layer style. So here I have some pre-made ones. I like to use, I guess you can probably find some in packs. These are custom pretty much that I've made myself. And but here you guys can copy this one, I guess. So some of the main things you want to add are like inner glow, satin, color overlay, gradient overlay, you know, stuff like that. I think you can even add like what's it called, inner shadow on it just really depends on what looks good on the render and what kind of thing you're going for. But if you guys want to copy these, here's this right here. There's the satin, there's the color overlay, the gradient overlay, and the second gradient overlay. But that's the one I'm going to be using. Whoops. What the there you go. What am I doing? There you go. So that's that, and I'm just gonna right click and copy, and right click and rasterize layer style. So that's, you know, pretty much the raw render. But now that we have our render right here with its effects and its rasterize, you can right click, and I think Control J, yeah, Control J duplicates it. And on the duplicate, you're gonna go to filter and filter gallery, and I like to add plastic wrap. So here are my settings if you want to copy them, I guess. But there's some of the plastic wrap, and you can mess with the, what's it called, the blending options, the blending mode. There you go, the blending mode. So I either put out overlay or soft light, and then just mess with the opacity. So I'm gonna put it somewhere around 50, and then just kind of erase some of the parts where it just doesn't look too great, where there's too much of the effect. And you could just add more just by duplicating the original and going to filter gallery and just messing with these, I guess. So I like to add chrome just because it's nice. Not really, but you'll see. Like I said, with any of these filters, you kind of just mess with it until you get something that you like. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Another filter that I like to use though is go to filter and then other, and then put high pass and put it, I don't know, around 50. You can mess with that, and just put on soft light and mess with the opacity, and it just makes it look a little bit, I guess, sharper. I don't know, I like the effect. But what we're gonna do now is go to the original layer, make a layer above it, right click and click create clipping mask, and we're just gonna kind of brighten it up in case it's a little too dark, and I'm just gonna brighten it up a bit. And that's a little too much. There you go, that's nice. And you could just do this with different colors to get different effects. It's really, like I said, it's up to you, but these are some of the tips, or yeah, tips I'd recommend just to make it look a tiny bit better. And after you do that, I mean, you're kind of done. You just gotta add stuff. You know, you can maybe add something to the sword, some eye glitters up here. You probably add a shadow and stuff. So I mean, that's pretty much it. It's pretty much filters and layer styles, and I guess some sort of lighting. I wouldn't really call it lighting, but some of this stuff just to make it look a little bit better. So I'm gonna do that with all of the renders, and I'll be back. Alrighty then, guys, so now that we have all of our renders here edited, so here I have the first one, the second one, the third one, and the fourth one, which is a text. And obviously this is on a like banner kind of template. You could just look them up on Google, banner template, and it'll show up, and you can just use that. I've just kind of customized mine a little bit more. It's very basic, but anyways, now we're just gonna position them. Now you kind of like, all of this is sort of up to what looks best, kind of like, you know, the render posing. It's kind of like what you're going for. How you can just use like movie scenes or like action scenes, you know, just to spice it up or whatever. This is the same thing. Like all of this design pretty much is just what looks good. Like there really is no like one thing. Like all these effects and filters we put on our renders and stuff, we don't have to put them. You can put even different ones. It's all optional. So yeah, that's that. But I'm just gonna start moving them around, you know, and start messing with them a little more. So I'm gonna put this one maybe over here, and then rotate it a little bit more. This third one, I'm gonna put it back here, and then just put it over here, just so it adds a little bit of depth. But yeah, whoa, oh yeah, but this is all to your liking. Like it's really what looks good, and what, like, it's just what either the client wants, or, you know, it's can be customized in so many ways. But this is what I got. So I put them into position. This is how I want them to look. And now we're going to, now we are going to put some screenshots. So obviously there's not just this purple background for me, or whatever the background is, or whatever. So the screenshots I like to use are either the Deer screenshot pack by Naviox, the Knob screenshot pack by Naviox, or Hansel's screenshot pack. So I'm just gonna kind of scroll around and see if I can find anything that would kind of match this winter theme that I'm kind of going for. So I'm just gonna go around. Now that I think of it, I don't think I have any snow screenshots, or do I? I'm not sure. Whatever. Let's just try this. Maybe in here. Nope. Let's try going. I'm gonna try go for something a little darker, or a little on the less like colory side of things. So maybe something like future, going here. Oh, here's some pretty decent ones. I think I'm just going to go with this one, at least for maybe this side. Could it work? No. I'm gonna go with it for this one. And then kind of like with the renders, you can add some effects to it. I wouldn't recommend adding like a ton of effects though, because it'll just look a little weird. But adding some effects definitely helps sometimes. So I'm just gonna add some blur effect, as obviously it's supposed to seem like she's sprinting, I guess, in this render. So I'm gonna go for that. And then let's see what would fit in this one. Screenshots. Is there some in here? No. Oh, here's some ice ones. There you go. Let's try this one. and I just click Control T right here because you can flip it horizontal and whatnot. There you go. That's a whole ton better. There you go. So that's that. What I like to do too is obviously rasterize these and then combine them, and then use your polygonal lasso tool and just select this middle part. Just anyway, it doesn't really matter. And then just right click, layer via copy, and then on the copy go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and then just add like a subtle blur to it. And then you can just go in with the blur tool. Where is it? There it is. The blur tool, and just kind of blur that in a little bit better, just so it's not like mega weird. But now you went from that to that, so it just looks a little better. It just blends it in. And from here, I'm not really good at lighting. I kind of just use these lighting thingies from Fire's Essentials just to add in the basic stuff. So I'm just going to nope. Oh, there you go. -30, and then this isn't the complete lighting. It's just to add some subtle effects. And then after I add these subtle effects, I go in with an actual brush and select some colors right here. Go over maybe something like that, and then just lower the opacity on them, and then duplicate it. Whoops, nope. There you go. Duplicate it, and on the duplicate, just go to vertical, just so it's on the bottom, and then just add some lighting effects from the bottom. And I mean, that's pretty much it. I don't like to go like effect crazy, just because I feel like it's really messy. So that's pretty much it for the banner. You can add some CCs. Actually, forgot to add some CCs. I have some pre-made ones in here, but I don't really use them anymore. And it's better to make your own custom CCs because it just turns out a whole ton better. So let me just walk you through it real fast. So just made a new group, and I went down here to this effects, the little circle, and clicked curves. And what I like to do is just kind of either make it brighter and then dark, or vice versa, make it dark and then bright. Whoops, but I like to go bright and then dark. And then you can mess with these colors. I usually don't mess with any of them except for maybe blue, if anything, just to add a little bit. And then the next thing I do is go back down here, go to gradient map. I'll leave it at the default black to white, and then put it on soft light, and then just turn it down just so it's not like a super strong effect. And go again, add another gradient map, put it to soft light, and then from here you just make your own gradients. These are very basic gradients. You just kind of mess around, make your own gradients, and see what would add to the banner. So this one, no, not really. I'd probably put this blue one, and then just lower the opacity as well. And like I said many times before already, this is all just to whatever the banner themes and the color schemes are and whatnot. So after gradient maps, I go to color lookup and usually add this 3-strip look, and then just turn it down just so it adds a nice effect. And I don't like to go CC crazy either, just because I like it without that many, you know, like effects and CCs. Why am I stuttering so much? Gosh, jeez. But that's pretty much it for this banner tutorial. Like I said, it wasn't going to be detailed because I don't want to give away all my secrets, but I did teach you kind of how to get some more ideas and how to start off being a little bit better, some Lightrooms to use, some things you could consider using in your work, and mainly just doing some of the render effects, as I did change from the last time I did render effects, which is the wallpaper tutorial, which was a couple months back. So I wanted to update you guys on that and just keep you updated on the new effects I kind of use, because I feel like they're a whole ton better than what I used to do. And I want to kind of show you guys how to make some of these basic CCs and show you that you don't really need a ton of CC to make anything look good. So yeah, guys, I'll probably be making more tutorials. I know I'm very inactive on this channel, but I'm gonna try to upload more speed arts. And if you guys want, just, I mean, you should go follow me on Twitter. That's mainly where I live. You know, that's my home. But anyways, on Twitter, whenever you want, you could just DM me and tell me like, oh, you should make a tutorial on this, and I'll usually put out a poll or something with like the top most ideas, and I'll usually make a tutorial on it. So that help a lot. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. If you guys like this video, please hit that thumbs up. If we can hit, I don't know, say 25 likes, I don't know, I'm not sure, 25 or 30 likes, I'll put out the PSD of this for you guys to see and use or whatnot. So yeah, if you guys can hit 30 likes, I'll put the PSD for free down in the description. And if you guys like this video, then please leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.